I read the text 3 times before my brain caught up with the words. I maxed out your credit card on my bachelorette party. You'll get. That was it. No follow-up. No explanation. No emoji to soften the blow. Just a dangling sentence that ended like a guillotine mid-fall. The message had come in at 2:14 a.m. I hadn't noticed it until now, 6:47 in the morning, when sunlight sliced through the blinds and hit the phone on my nightstand. Her name, Lena Ring, lit up the lock screen, cheerful and cruel at once. I tried calling. Straight to voicemail. She was supposed to land at 10. Vegas to Chicago. 4 days of premarital chaos before she came home to me, to our apartment that still smelled faintly of fresh paint and new beginnings. But all I could think about now was the charge notification I'd ignored yesterday. $7,832.49. Palazzo Grand Events. I told myself it was a mistake. Glitch. Mix-up. Now my stomach turned to stone. I made coffee I couldn't taste. Every sound was too sharp. The kettle's whistle, the spoon against the mug, the faint hum of the refrigerator. The world felt slightly out of tune, like someone had shifted it half a key down. I kept rereading the text, hoping for meaning between the lines. You'll get. What? Your money back. A surprise. A confession. By the third cup, I'd convinced myself it was a joke. Lena had a dark sense of humor, sometimes reckless. She once left a note that said, "Don't look in the oven," and inside was a birthday cake shaped like a crime scene. But my chest didn't buy it. It knew better. At 9:57, I drove to O'Hare. I kept the car radio off, the silence screaming in the space where her voice should have been. When I saw her, she looked the same, impossibly radiant even in sweatpants and sunglasses, laughing with her bridesmaids. They rolled matching pink suitcases, the sound of wheels clattering over tile like applause. When her eyes met mine, the laughter stuttered. "Hey," she said, walking over, a practiced brightness in her tone. "Hey," I echoed. "How was Vegas?" Her smile faltered just for a heartbeat, but I caught it. A flash of guilt behind her aviators. "Wild," she said. "You know the girls." "Yeah," I said, forcing a smile. "I know the girls." We walked in silence to the car. I could smell the perfume of expensive nights, something floral and foreign, clinging to her. The drive home was quiet until I asked too casually, "Did you use my credit card while you were there?" Her fingers froze on the edge of her seatbelt. "What? No, I don't think so." "Why?" I showed her the text. Her face drained. "Oh my God, you got that." "Yeah. What did you mean by it?" She hesitated. "It was a joke, babe. I was drunk. I meant to say, you'll get it back tomorrow, I promise. I bought dinner for everyone because my card got declined. But it was like $500. I'll pay you back." $500, I said, my voice tightening. "Try 8,000. She blinked, genuinely confused, or pretending well. "What? Well, that can't be right." I handed her my phone, the bank app open. Her hands trembled slightly as she scrolled through the charges. "Palazzo Grand Events," she read aloud. "That's the suite. But what?" She swallowed. "It wasn't me who booked it." That was the first crack. The moment something ugly slipped beneath her voice, like oil underwater. "Who booked it, Lena?" "I don't know, maybe. Maybe one of the girls used your card by accident. You texted me about it." "I was drunk," she snapped, her composure fracturing. "You think I remember every stupid thing I said that night?" She turned toward the window, tears gathering. "Why are you doing this the moment I get back?" Because I'd felt it for months. That quiet, crawling wrongness. Late nights at work. Her phone always face down. A perfume I didn't recognize once clinging to her coat. Little things that didn't fit but that I refused to see because love is good at blinding you, at convincing you the edges don't matter. But the thing about edges, they cut when you finally grab hold. At home, she showered while I sat at the kitchen table, scrolling through my bank history. Another charge. $1,250. Skyline photography. A wedding photographer. We already had one. When she came out wrapped in a towel, I asked, "What's skyline photography?" Her eyes darted. "Just, a backup vendor. They're in Vegas." She froze. "I called them," I lied. "They said the booking was under Lena Whitmore and Daniel Reyes." The name landed like a bomb. I watched her face crumble in slow motion. "Daniel," she whispered, almost reverent. "It's not." "Don't," I said. She sat down across from me, hair dripping, tears and water blending. "It was one night. Swear. It didn't mean anything. You just what?" "I just needed to feel something before everything became forever." There it was. The truth, raw and absurd and human. Not love. Not hate. Just fear. The silence after that was the longest of my life. Outside, rain began to fall, tapping the window like a slow metronome counting down to something's end. Finally, she said, "You can cancel the card. I'll pay you back. All of it." I looked at her, this woman I'd almost married, and realized the money was the least of what she owed. "I don't want the money," I said quietly. "I just want to know when you stopped choosing me." Her answer came as a whisper. "The night you asked me to marry you." The wedding was supposed to be in 2 weeks. Instead, I spent that day canceling vendors, refunding deposits, boxing up a life that had barely begun. Later that evening, I got another text from her. "I maxed out your credit card on my bachelorette party. You'll get." Then a follow-up I hadn't seen before. "The truth when I'm brave enough to tell it." I stared at it until the screen dimmed. She had told me the truth. Eventually. And it had cost both of us everything.